Imagine living in a city where your rent is under $1,000, your morning coffee costs less than $3, and you can actually afford to buy a home without selling your soul. Sounds like a dream, right? What if I told you that dream is alive and well in real cities across America? In a time when housing prices are skyrocketing and groceries feel like luxury items, there are still places where your dollar stretches far. So, which cities are giving you the best bang for your buck in 2025? Let's count down the 10 most affordable cities to live in America right now. Number 10. Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines, a place where your wallet breathes a sigh of relief and your quality of life gets a serious upgrade. This isn't just another flyover city. It's a full-on Midwestern gem. First things first, the median home price in Des Moines sits around $190,000, which is less than half the national average of over $400,000. That means you could literally buy 2 homes here for the price of one in most coastal cities. And if you're renting, you'll still win. One-bedroom apartments average just $980 a month, while the national median is hovering close to $1,450. But affordability doesn't mean boring. Des Moines has a surprising energy. It's the insurance capital of the U.S., home to industry giants like Principal, Nationwide, and EMC. Translation: stable jobs. In fact, the city's unemployment rate is consistently below 3%, which is well under the national rate of 3.9%. For young professionals, that's golden. And families? You're in luck. Des Moines offers excellent public schools, low crime in its suburbs, and some of the friendliest neighborhoods you'll ever walk through. Now let's talk day-to-day living. Groceries and healthcare are 6 to 9% cheaper than national averages, and gas prices tend to hover below the national average too. Need some fun? Take the kids to the Blank Park Zoo or stroll through the Papa John Sculpture Park. And get this, a family membership to the Science Center of Iowa costs just $89 per year. That's cheaper than one night at a movie theater in New York. Even transportation costs are lower thanks to a well-connected bus system and free downtown trolleys. All this means one thing: your dollar works. Over time here. Des Moines is more than affordable. It's livable, lovable, and bursting with opportunity. It's a city where your paycheck isn't eaten alive by rent and lattes, but stretched into a comfortable, balanced lifestyle. Number 9. Green Bay, Wisconsin. If you're dreaming of affordable living with small-town vibes and big-league pride, Green Bay delivers both with a cheesehead twist. Let's start with the basics. The median home price in Green Bay is just around $230,000, nearly 40% less than the U.S. median. Rent? You're looking at an average of $970 a month for a one-bedroom. Talk about a touchdown for your wallet. Whether you're a first-time buyer or just sick of shelling out big city rent, this place lets you breathe. Now, we've got to talk jobs. Green Bay isn't just about the Packers. It's home to major employers like Georgia Pacific, Bellin Health, and Schneider National, keeping the unemployment rate low at just 2.9%. And with Wisconsin's famously strong manufacturing sector, skilled tradespeople and logistics workers are in constant demand. If you're looking for job stability with a side of bratwurst, you're in the right place. What about the day-to-day stuff? Utilities, groceries, and healthcare here are all 7 to 10% cheaper than the national average, and you can find fresh produce and local goods at the bustling farmers market by the Fox River. Need some weekend fun? Grab a $15 tour of Lambeau Field, hike the Bayshore Trail, or head to the National Railroad Museum. Most local attractions are either cheap or free. The crime rate in Green Bay is impressively low, especially in neighborhoods like Alawez and Howard. And public schools here? Solid, with small class sizes and above-average graduation rates. You'll also find good healthcare access, with costs running about 9% less than in most cities. And if you're worried about brutal winters, don't be. People here embrace the snow with ice fishing, snowmobiling, and winter festivals that bring the whole community out. Green Bay is the kind of place where your neighbors wave hello, your money stretches further, and your weekends are filled with charm, not chaos. It's affordable, friendly, and oh yeah, it bleeds green and gold. Number 8. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa is one of those cities that sneaks up on you. One minute, you're thinking Oklahoma's just flat plains, then boom, You're sipping craft coffee in a trendy downtown loft for half the price of a big city studio. Median home price in Tulsa? Just $186,000. That's right, over 55% lower than the US average. Renters? You'll love this. A one-bedroom goes for around $850 a month, making it one of the most affordable cities on this list. Tulsa's economy has strong roots in oil and energy, but it's evolved fast. Tech startups, aerospace companies, and remote work hubs have all made Tulsa their playground. In fact, Tulsa Remote, a unique incentive program, pays $10,000 to remote workers who move there for at least a year. Not a bad deal if you can take your job with you. Now let's break down living costs. Tulsa's overall cost of living is 13% below the national average, and groceries, utilities, and transportation are all cheaper here. Public transportation isn't huge, but the city is highly drivable, and gas prices hover below $3 per gallon. Plus, property taxes in Oklahoma are among the lowest in the country. And let's talk quality of life. Tulsa is surprisingly artsy, home to the Philbrook Museum, a $5 ticket gets you in, and an iconic Art Deco skyline. Music lovers flock to Kane's Ballroom and the BOK Center, while nature fans stroll the Gathering Place, a 66-acre free riverside park voted one of the best in the nation. Schools are decent and improving, especially in suburban areas like Jenks and Broken Arrow. Crime rates are higher in some areas, but safe neighborhoods are easy to find if you do your homework. You also get 4 full seasons without the extremes. Summers can be hot, but winters are short and mild. In Tulsa, your dollar goes far, and your life gets a lot more interesting. Whether you're a young professional, a remote worker, or a family looking to settle down, Tulsa proves that affordable doesn't mean boring. It means opportunity. Number 7. Omaha, Nebraska. When people think of affordable cities, Omaha doesn't always top the list, but it absolutely should. This Midwestern powerhouse combines a solid economy, strong community vibe, and jaw-droppingly low costs. Let's talk housing. Median home price? About $250,000, which is well below the national average. And rent? A one-bedroom averages $990 per month, giving renters and homeowners alike some serious breathing room. But the affordability isn't just in real estate. Omaha's overall cost of living is 11% below the national average, and that includes groceries, utilities, and transportation. Even better, Nebraska has some of the most affordable healthcare in the country, with costs about 15% lower than national averages. So, what drives Omaha's economy? It's a surprising tech and finance hub. Fortune 500 companies like Berkshire Hathaway, Mutual of Omaha, and Union Pacific keep job opportunities flowing. In fact, Omaha's unemployment rate hovers around 2.4%, and the job market remains solid even during economic downturns. Need a weekend plan? Visit the Henry Dorley Zoo, regularly ranked one of the best in the world, or stroll through the Old Market, a cobblestone district filled with art galleries, restaurants, and boutique shops. Omaha's got that cool meets comfort vibe, and the locals love it. Families love Omaha too, thanks to strong public schools, low crime rates in neighborhoods like West Omaha and Elkhorn, and a culture that truly values community. Plus, you'll get real seasons, warm summers, snowy winters, and plenty of fall color in between. Omaha proves that you don't need coastal salaries to live a fulfilling life. Here, you'll find affordable homes, safe neighborhoods, and a city that still feels grounded. Whether you're raising kids, starting a career, or looking for a quieter pace with big city perks, Omaha rolls out the red carpet without raiding your bank account. Number 6. Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville isn't just sweet tea and front porches. It's a rocket-fueled city that's quietly becoming one of the best places to live in the South. Known as Rocket City for its deep ties to NASA and space exploration, Huntsville blends Southern hospitality with high-tech jobs. The result? A booming economy and crazy affordability. The median home price is around $295,000, and while that's a bit higher than others on this list, it's still 30% below the national median. Rent? You'll find one-bedrooms averaging $1,050 a month, which is affordable for a city this dynamic. Here's where it gets exciting. Huntsville has one of the highest-paying tech markets in the Southeast, with average salaries in STEM fields reaching $89,000 per year. Major employers include NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, Boeing, and the Redstone Arsenal military base. Unemployment sits impressively low at 2.2%, and the job market continues to expand with new startups and defense contractors. Despite the strong economy, Huntsville keeps living costs 9% below the national average. Groceries, healthcare, and utilities are all cheaper, and Alabama's low property taxes help homeowners save even more. Add in the fact that there's no state income tax on Social Security, and retirees are taking notice too. Huntsville doesn't skimp on lifestyle either. The U.S. Space and Rocket Center is a must-see, and the city's greenways, breweries, and music festivals give it a youthful, energetic vibe. Outdoor lovers enjoy Monte Sano State Park, just minutes from downtown, offering hiking, biking, and breathtaking views. The public schools in Madison County are among the best in the state, and crime rates remain relatively low, especially in areas like Jones Valley and Hampton Cove. Plus, the city's investment in infrastructure and public parks shows it's growing smart, not fast. Huntsville is proof that you don't have to choose between a strong job market and affordable living. You can have both. Its southern charm, scientific progress, and financial breathing room all rolled into one. Number 5. Hickory, North Carolina. Hickory is like that underrated indie film that totally wins you over. Nestled at the base of the Blue Ridge Mountains, it's not only stunning, it's shockingly affordable. The median home price in Hickory is just $212,000, which is more than $180,000 below the national median. Even renters score big, with one-bedroom apartments averaging just $820 a month. You're not dreaming. It really is that affordable. Hickory's economy used to revolve around furniture manufacturing, and while that industry is still around, the city has diversified. Today, healthcare, data centers, and fiber optic industries are booming. Big names like Apple and Google have invested nearby, creating ripple effects that have boosted job growth. The unemployment rate? Just 3.1%, and dropping. The cost of living here is about 14% below the national average, and you'll feel it in every category: groceries, utilities, and even entertainment. A dinner for two at a nice local restaurant averages just $45, and a craft beer at a downtown taproom? Around $5. With savings like that, date night doesn't have to be a splurge. Let's not forget Hickory's charm. The historic downtown is lined with vintage shops, farmers markets, and artsy cafes. Lenoir Rhine University brings youthful energy, and Lake Hickory provides weekend kayaking, fishing, and sunset views you'd expect from a luxury vacation. Oh, and if you love festivals, the annual Hickory Hops Beer Fest is a crowd favorite. The city's public schools are steadily improving, and healthcare access is excellent thanks to institutions like Catawba Valley Medical Center. And crime? Significantly lower than in most U.S. cities of similar size, Hickory feels like a slice of Americana that hasn't been spoiled by inflation or overcrowding. It's quiet, it's cozy, and it stretches your dollar in ways that are almost unbelievable. If you're after mountain views, friendly neighbors, and financial peace of mind, Hickory might just be your happily ever after. Number 4. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne isn't flashy, and that's exactly its charm. This northeastern Indiana city blends affordability, livability, and economic resilience in a way few places can. Let's start with the wallet-friendly stuff. Median home prices in Fort Wayne sit around $205,000, which is almost half the national average. Rent? A one-bedroom goes for just $900 a month, and you can find two bedrooms for under $1,100. That's a steal in 2025. What makes Fort Wayne shine is how much you get for your money. The cost of living here is 16% below the national average, with cheap utilities, low healthcare costs, and affordable groceries. Want to catch a movie? Tickets are still around $8. Gym memberships average $35 a month, and even daycare costs are lower than in most U.S. cities. Fort Wayne's job market is rock solid. Healthcare, manufacturing, education, and logistics drive the economy, with major employers like Parkview Health and General Motors keeping things stable. The unemployment rate has stayed under 3.5%, and remote workers are flocking here for its low costs and strong internet infrastructure. Quality of life? Surprisingly high. Fort Wayne has over 80 miles of trails, riverfront development that's constantly expanding, and cultural hubs like the Fort Wayne Museum of Art. You've got minor league sports, food truck festivals, and a zoo that's ranked one of the best in the Midwest. Public schools here get decent marks, and crime rates are well below national urban averages, especially in areas like Aboit and Pine Valley. For families, retirees, and first-time homebuyers, Fort Wayne checks all the boxes: safe, friendly, and remarkably affordable. It's not a place that brags, but Fort Wayne doesn't need to. It's quietly winning at life behind the scenes, offering a strong community vibe and serious bang for your buck. If you're done chasing the expensive dream and ready to start living the smart one, Fort Wayne is calling. Number 3. Knoxville, Tennessee. Imagine waking up to mountain views and paying less for everything. Welcome to Knoxville. Tucked along the Tennessee River and just a stone's throw from the Great Smoky Mountains, Knoxville offers stunning natural beauty and real-world affordability. The median home price here is about $275,000, still far below the national average, and rent for a one-bedroom sits at a super reasonable $980 a month. In other words, you can actually live here without drowning in bills. Knoxville's economy is growing fast. The University of Tennessee is a major player, along with Oak Ridge National Laboratory, Covenant Health, and a rising tech sector. That keeps the unemployment rate around 2.6%, and new residents love the city's mix of opportunity and low cost of living. Speaking of which, Knoxville's overall living costs are 11 to 13% lower than the national average, depending on your lifestyle. The city is a playground for outdoor lovers. Hike House Mountain, kayak along the Tennessee River, or spend your weekends exploring the Smokies just 30 miles away. If you prefer indoor fun, Knoxville's live music scene, artsy market square, and top-tier southern food will keep you happy. And yep, the BBQ is legendary. Utilities and transportation are notably cheap here. Gas prices hover around $3 per gallon, and groceries run about 8% cheaper than in most urban areas. Even healthcare access is strong, thanks to multiple regional hospitals and clinics. Knoxville also earns points for safety and family friendliness. Neighborhoods like Fountain City, Sequoia Hills, and West Hills offer quiet streets, good schools, and a real sense of community. And here's a surprise: Tennessee has no state income tax, which means your paycheck goes even further. What you get in Knoxville is rare: beauty, culture, and serious savings all wrapped into one. It's the kind of place where your dollars stretch, your stress shrinks, and your weekends are always something to look forward to. Number 2. Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City isn't just ribs and rhythm, though it has plenty of both. It's one of America's most affordable big cities, where you get the perks of an urban lifestyle without paying urban prices. Let's start with housing. The median home price is just around $240,000, almost $160,000 cheaper than the US median. That's wild, especially considering how modern and developed this metro area has become. Renters also win here. One-bedroom apartments average $990 a month, and it's easy to find spacious two-bedrooms for around $1,200. Kansas City has quietly built a booming economy, fueled by healthcare, transportation, tech, and a strong startup scene. Major employers include Cerner, Hallmark, and H&R Block, not to mention the logistics industry powered by its central U.S. location. The unemployment rate hovers near 3%, and job growth is steady. There's even a healthy influx of remote workers drawn by low costs and high livability. Now, let's talk quality of life. The cost of living is roughly 14% below the national average, and that's noticeable across the board, from groceries to utilities to childcare. You'll pay less and get more, whether it's a craft cocktail at a speakeasy or tickets to a Chiefs game. Plus, transportation here is a breeze. KC's streetcar system downtown is 100% free, and gas prices are among the lowest in the Midwest. The culture scene? Electric. From the legendary 18th and Vine Jazz District to the BBQ joints serving burnt ends like nowhere else, Kansas City lives loud. The Nelson Atkins Museum of Art is world-class and free, and First Fridays in the Crossroads Arts District are a must for creatives. Families love KC too. The suburbs, like Lee's Summit and Liberty, have top-rated schools, low crime, and wide green spaces. And let's not forget Missouri has some of the lowest property taxes in the nation. In short, Kansas City is where affordability meets flavor, rhythm, and opportunity. It's big enough to feel exciting, but budget-friendly enough to feel comfortable. If you want it all without the big city burnout, KC delivers. Number 1. Toledo, Ohio. Toledo may not shout for attention, but it quietly takes the crown as the most affordable city to live in America. And once you look closer, you'll understand why. The median home price here is just $130,000. And yes, you read that right. That's less than half the national average and one of the lowest among all U.S. metro areas. You could literally buy a home here for the cost of a down payment in New York or San Francisco. Rent is just as mind-blowing. A one-bedroom averages $790 a month, making it a dream for anyone on a tight budget. Toledo's affordability doesn't come at the cost of livability. This city on the western tip of Lake Erie has a solid job market, anchored by industries like automotive, with Jeep's massive production plant, healthcare, and logistics. The unemployment rate floats around 3.8%, and there's a growing interest in remote work and small business development. With cheap commercial space and strong internet infrastructure, it's an underrated hub for entrepreneurs. Living in Toledo is refreshingly low cost across the board. The overall cost of living is 21% below the national average, and utilities, groceries, and healthcare are all shockingly cheap. A nice dinner out? Under $40 for two. Public transport is available, but honestly, driving is the norm. Gas averages $3.05 per gallon, and commute times are usually under 20 minutes. Beyond the savings, Toledo is surprisingly rich in culture and outdoor fun. You've got the Toledo Museum of Art, free to the public, the Toledo Zoo, nationally ranked, and waterfront parks that come alive in summer. Want beaches? Maumee Bay. State Park has you covered. The city also has a minor league baseball team, great food, yes, even good sushi, and quirky shops all over the Old West End. Families enjoy strong school options in the suburbs, and the crime rate continues to decline with community investment. Toledo might not be flashy, but it's stable, affordable, and genuine. In a world where everything is getting more expensive, Toledo feels like a cheat code, and that's why it's number 1.